What is up, guys? Good morning. So, today I kind of came up on. I think it's time. I wouldn't say I kind of came up. I feel that this is about time that we started asking for more of the industry. It really isn't fair that people keep saying that, oh, builders keep building, investors are still investing. Okay, enough of just one aspect and one individual perspective. I feel that the retail also needs to ask, be willing to ask, okay? And the more we assume that this space is still young, it's still new, it has lots of opportunity, but then projects are still trying to figure their way out in terms of building their project out, reaching out to whichever industry they're supposed to. I feel that proof of earnings isn't an unreasonable ask. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if exchanges are willing to do proof of reserves, right? That's like obviously the bare minimum. And because of this whole year having so many defaults, right, across the board, you're seeing that once for example, I think CZ mentioned proof of reserves, right? And only because there was a catastrophic event, the proof of reserves started to kind of trickle through the whole industry. And you know what was interesting is that the moment one exchange was willing to do that, the rest of the other exchanges started to comply. It was really very interesting. So I was like thinking to myself, okay, if exchanges could do this on a regular basis, wouldn't that also keep them accountable to their financial health? It also kind of opens them up to a high level of transparency, for them to be accountable, obviously, to users, to investors, okay, either of the token or of their equity. And at the same time, it kind of helps the industry out. I mean, I'm not sure why no one actually enforce this, or at least because this whole space is all about self-governance and all that jazz, right? And so if this whole space is all about self-governance and being transparent, why was this not even a thing? Why was this only like because something bad happens, then we'll show our books? Why is it that in the stock market, yes, I understand. Okay, now you'll be saying, oh, Ryan, because in the stock market everything is regulated. They have a oversight committee. There's the SEC to keep companies in check. There's the stock exchange to kind of also have very strict criteria. Come on, man, we are setting all this. We have to take some stuff from the traditional world, right? TradFi, and then from then implement that, because that's what we don't have. What? Are we going to be continuously going through this kind of catastrophic events over and over and over again before some it's not even something difficult, my god. Like, why isn't anyone just like implementing it and then setting the standard? It just takes one or a few, right? So I was just wondering, like, proof of earnings also is another thing. Like, companies have taken millions and to billions of dollars, right, to from retail investors to institutional investors. Where's the whole proof of earnings? Why can't there be any kind of proof of earnings? Like guys, I think you all as investors should start asking for all this, and not like, oh, okay, an admin or community manager starts talking about the progress and how we've been making progress. Come on, cut the bullshit. Give us some numbers, right? Give some numbers, right, to prove that, hey, we've been making some sales, we've been making actual financial progress because we took your money back in the day. We are now starting to make some progress. What's so difficult? Like, if I was to invest in someone, right, who wanted to start up an F&B shop, okay, so the initial 6 months maybe is going to be very challenging because you need to test the market, right, to kind of refine do some research, start driving some traffic by doing SEO or some kind of marketing, and then from then, okay, we test out to see and ask whether the dishes are great. From there, we see whether we can get the best kind of customer service experience, that kind of thing. It isn't difficult to ask for all these kind of things. Why is it that no one asked for it? Like, it's very, very odd that and I'm also surprised, okay, because I kind of was wondering, right? When I was asking all these questions, occasionally I did ask myself, like, oh, okay, why am I even putting money into this? I should be putting my money into the stock market instead, because the stock market, every quarter, stocks are required to post their earnings, right? And the earnings are fully audited and everything like that. I know for a fact that companies now, crypto companies, are obviously going through a level of auditing, but I know majority of them don't. Right, majority of them don't even audit, and neither are they obliged to show all these things to the public or even to their to their Discord or their community. Because why? Maybe majority of the people do not even bother, like they don't care, and that's one thing. And because of that complacency, right, we don't ask for it. They don't need to show it, right? It's very fair, what? Since you didn't ask, and even when we posted it, you didn't really care. You only knew a few metrics, because I guess to be fair, a lot of people who invest in stocks or even in bonds, or even equities, even property, right? They just want to know the good stuff. They don't really bother to check, what's total debt to total debt to equity, the liabilities, the cash flow, the cash reserves. No, I mean, guys, you don't have to be a genius, but I think somebody has to start educating the public in such a manner. But the problem is there's no standard proof of earnings or standard proof of reserves. Everyone just kind of puts out a post out there and says, okay, we have this X amount of coins, and this is because we said so. I'm like, okay, who's gonna verify? Who's gonna audit it? At least, I mean, look, man, all these accounting, Big Four and everything have been accounting these companies for quite some time, right? Are you telling me that there's no entity at this point of time that is willing to kind of audit these companies? Like, it's very, very odd. I just find it very, very odd. No. Hey, I feel that we are still able to do this, and it's no better time than now. Why do I say this? Because a lot of exchanges went down, right? A lot of exchanges, whether DeFi or CeFi, went down. This also opens up the ability, right, for exchanges, right, to shore up more capital, because you give the opportunity, firstly, to people to become extremely transparent. You're not selling an idea. You're actually having actual numbers to back up. Okay, and I'm kind of sick of it, because I'm sick of it that no one. I mean, like, I'm sure institutions did their duty and whatever. I'm also curious, like for example, if I handed my family some aspect of my net worth to a hedge fund to start investing in crypto, I kind of would really be so curious to find out what was their due diligence process like. I'm very, very curious. I sincerely am very, very curious about this. And I feel, guys, if you could do me a big favor, right? Like, kind of just like and share this tweet, Share this tweet. Like, you can see my handle on my Twitter. Please, just share it. Like I'm a small YouTuber. I'm a very, very small... I have zero influence. Okay, I have zero influence. But I think for the greater good of the space, do me a favor, help us out, help us to grow, help us to reach out to at least a bigger, Twitter account, bigger YouTuber, and then they can start talking about it. I really don't care. I just want to see the space progress. This is just like, I don't see any progress. In fact, if you see companies defaulting, I only see for the fact that they keep going we keep going backwards, right? Like, we think that we're going 2 steps forward, but actually we're going 3 steps back. It's stupid, guys. Like, look, man, it's 2022. We are now going to probably face some kind of recession because of the high interest rate environment. coupled with, equities not doing fantastic because of the higher amount of interest rates. I've already gone through this before. I don't keep going back to this. And then after that, we have this happening in crypto. It's just a straight up joke all over the place. I am not sure the moment when you start showing that you're making some kind of revenue. I'm thinking why companies, or at least crypto companies, maybe why they can't be extremely transparent is because maybe maybe they're trying to avoid tax. I feel that maybe they're going to be trying to avoid tax. Like if everything was done through crypto, right? And there's no, actual fiat involved, right? And earnings are seemingly based on growth. But the fact is they are raising equity and everything, right? They're raising funds and selling off equity. I definitely know that because Kevin O'Leary mentioned that he invested in FTX and FTX International. That means he wasn't putting maybe he did put crypto in, right? Maybe he did put crypto in for equity in FTX and FTX International. Maybe he put fiat. I really don't know, but you can't be having everything in crypto, right? You can't have every dollar in investment always in crypto. It has to be probably some fiat as well. So my question to you is, why is it that we have why for us we always get the short end of the stick? Why we cannot have that high level of transparency and earnings? I don't get it, right? Okay, wow, okay. Yeah, so Corey, you mentioned that with FTX, SBF due diligence was that his mom and dad were the compliance lawyers. Are you kidding? Like, are you kidding? I mean, Corey, I don't know that. Like, I really literally don't know that, because that to me is, if what you're saying is true, that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, that is, oh sheesh. Okay, no, okay, then you weren't trolling. Okay. Okay, look, man. Whoa, wait. Okay. Firstly, I am very, never mind. Okay, even if his mom and dad were the lawyers, right? If they are legally trained, I really feel it's okay. If they are legally trained, okay, they are like qualified lawyers, okay, that's fine. But if they aren't, then that's a joke. Okay, then that is just absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, because that's why I'm saying, guys, because everybody kind of like promoted him, and at the same time he was worth billions, and then suddenly, like the moment shit hit the fan, right? Everything was exposed, right, to kind of the internal relationship and everything. I've seen so many funny videos of that on the meme. I think there was this guy who was just holding a machete, and he was shouting and saying that this was literally like some kind of, I can't say that now because my kids are awake, and they are here. So I'm just thinking, right, this space just needs that high level of transparency. Also, I feel that if we want to start building confidence again, exchanges need to take the step to start enforcing this proof of earnings. I don't know what you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. You can coin it whatever you want. I just hope that people start taking this seriously enough. And Kevin O'Leary, if you're listening, right, I'm wondering whether did you even, right, mention something like this, some requirement. I know that you're a big PE guy. You're from Shark Tank or whatever. But my goodness, and of course Mark Cuban, right? You guys are like, people look up to you, man. Like, people look up to you for your financial advice, your entrepreneurship advice. You bought and sold companies, you've listed your own companies, you made billions of dollars, but now the people need you guys on a high level. Like, use your influence, right? Not just to make money, but to kind of reinvent the industry. Like Kevin, man, you know for a fact that you felt that stable coins are important, DeFi is important. That's why you have WonderFi and all that. You kind of need to step it up at this point of time. I know that you lost money. We all lost money in this space, but I kind of feel that use your star power, man. Use your star power, for God's sake. No, totally. Myrick, That is why. So Myrick is saying, Ryan, who cares what they earn? If they don't protect customer funds, what will change this? No, okay, Myrick, I think you're also kind of slightly missing the point here. Okay, firstly, it's not just the exchanges. This topic is not just about the exchanges. This topic is also about companies that have raised funds through the bull and the bear market. Okay, I think also you kind of like maybe you misread this. I'm not just addressing exchanges. I'm also addressing crypto companies that have defaulted, who have taken customer funds, and then in the end they couldn't deliver. You see, so from an exchange to actual crypto companies, because companies, right, have a different solution. They may be selling some kind of NFT product. They may have decided to build a wallet. They may have decided to maybe build a privacy coin, whatever. Okay, so my question to these companies, not only exchanges, Myrick, is that have they actually made any actual sales, actual partnerships that have been profitable for them? And they have to be honest about it, because like I said, in the stock markets also have the exact same thing. So I think you kind of missed that point. Yeah, so exchanges, they, apart from of course having to be compliant and managing customer funds, that is of course a top priority. But the thing is, if we want to continue to invest as investors, or even if you speculate, right? Speculate, obviously you don't care too much about the fundamentals, the internal fundamentals and workings of a company. I usually feel that speculators don't really care too much. And a sad fact, a majority of people in crypto are speculators because they want to get the information fast, and they get it obviously through Twitter, they get it through through YouTube, whatever way, right? That is fast, right? I wouldn't be surprised that it's even by TikTok at this point in time. And because of that, people just invest blindly. Now I'm trying to set, or at least call for, a standard: proof of earnings, proof of reserves on a regular basis, like a quarterly basis. You don't have to do monthly. I think a quarterly basis is a very, very reasonable ask, because people have already invested millions already. And why is it that it's so difficult? It isn't difficult. So that's what I mean, Myrick. Okay, I think it's very important that we have this. We are in crypto going into the next 6 months. What should our strategy be? Okay, Joey, good question. Okay, I feel that it's gonna be a whole rebuild, and the whole industry needs to heal. Okay, the whole industry literally needs to heal. At this point of time, guys, there are people who don't even know which wallets to use anymore. There are also people who are unsure which exchanges to use anymore. So I cannot make that comment about the platforms first, because the platforms need to earn back our trust. Okay, at the same time, the industry is literally hurt. Okay, everybody lost money. Like when you lose, celebrities losing 10 figures, right? 10 figures, 11 figures. I think it comes to that point where we need to allow the industry to start healing. Okay, once that has happened, and the players who deem themselves credible and reputable, the funds start coming back in. Okay, that's a given. Okay, but when it starts coming back in, people are gonna be extremely cautious this time around. They're gonna be buying. I assume people are gonna be buying, and they're definitely gonna be putting their money into a cold wallet, because their friends who have been hurt will definitely start warning other people, and it's gonna be a domino effect. I'm pretty certain about it. It's gonna be a domino effect, and you're gonna warn your friends about the events that happened in 2022, okay? Because you're a good person, I'm a good person, I'm gonna do that, okay? And then for a fact, you're gonna see all the influencers start looking like as if they are angels also, and start saying the right things, including myself. I'm gonna influence the market the right way, which I've always done. Right? I've always advocated, making sure that you have your cold wallet, clearing your debt, having a financial goal. I've always said all these things over and over again. Boring as it is, actually it does help people. Okay, so that's gonna start. And to me, this is one of the key things. It's going to be a grassroots effort. It's going to be starting from zero again. We're going to go back to 2017, guys, where the enthusiasts are truly enthusiasts. We really feel for the market. And right now, we're not even going in blind anymore. We are actually real veterans here because we got hurt. We are now still planning to even represent the industry, right? That's the thing, because we're going to be spat on. Okay, right now when you talk about crypto, it's going to be a dirty word. I guarantee crypto is going to be a dirty word for the next few years. You're going to get a lot of ridicule. You're going to get a lot of hate, especially when you speak to someone who lost money, who tried to speculate a little bit and lost money. Okay, you're going to feel bad because you probably got your relatives, your friends, your relatives into FTX, thinking that FTX, was the golden boy, the poster boy. They invested in Miami Heat, whatnot. Okay, you're gonna take some heat. You probably want to, of course, lay low, restructure and re-strategize, right? Look, man, it's gonna be tough. The next few years in crypto is gonna be tough, but I'm sure with greater transparency, right? And if really no one pushes for it, then you know what? To me, I feel that this industry is just not ready. It's really not ready. It doesn't deserve to have more money being pumped into it. It's just dumb, right? Because people still invest in all these youngsters, right? Only to have their money burnt, right? Because you don't ask for it, right? You don't ask for it. You think that they are a genius, but end of the day, I don't know why you think they are a genius. They lost all the money. They burnt all your money, and you would usually be so tough on a startup that could potentially give you actual revenue, right, in the next 3 to 6 months. Actual revenue with actual money coming into the bank account. But for crypto, you don't care too much. You're just focused on the growth. You're just wanting to make that fast money, and then after that, you push it out to the public, thinking that it's ready when it's not. You see? I mean, I know how you VCs and private equity funds and family offices, I understand how they all work. I know everybody's out there to make a buck, and some bucks are bigger than others. But I feel that at this point, it's just not right. It's just not right, guys. It's a joke. So Corey, you're saying Kevin O'Leary did his due diligence by stating SBF parents were compliance lawyers, and that was one of the things that gave him confidence investing in FTX. Okay. Well, I mean, if that was the case, then that's the case, right? He really put in his money, guys. What more you want to say? So anyway, it's a very short episode. I don't want to drag on too long. It's already been 20 minutes. You get the point. Guys, if you have not subscribe to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you feel that this video is of value, right? Please share, right? And at the same time, if you have not even followed me on Twitter, help me grow this little Twitter account, right? I've not used this Twitter account in a while because I felt that tweeting and everything wasn't my thing, but I think tweeting is important. It's kind of still the medium of expression in crypto, right? Help me out, guys. If you still have show some love for your boy. Okay, take care and see you in the next live stream, guys.